Hey, what is going on, everybody? Boilon here, back for another event video on Marvel Strike Force. I hope that you're having a better weekend. You may have seen some of my videos the last day or so, especially my quote-unquote tell-all-ish video from Saturday. But anyways, we're here today to talk about the Guardian of the Camp event, which starts on Monday and is going to be the unlock event for Black Panther Shuri. So that's what we're going to be doing today, and trying to understand how to do as well as possible in the event. And hopefully, if you had been taking some of my advice when it came to hoarding ISO 8 energy, that this might help you to perhaps unlock her a little bit sooner than you might have otherwise for the upcoming temporal dimensions, which, as of recording, could still be a disaster. Honestly, we don't know until next week, start Monday, Tuesday kind of rolls around. So if you're ready to go, everybody, let's boil this down. Now, before we get started, I do want to give a quick recap and a final recap of the July month long, which ends after 3 weeks. Now, what they're planning on doing exactly for the rest of the week, because this is going to end, looking at my calendar, like July 22nd. I don't know if they're starting August early or if there's going to be like a 2 week break, or what they're doing. I have no idea. But anyways, as far as the points go, we're looking at a cool 693,000 total. Now, again, this is not that you're going to have this right now. It's just by all of the points that we have right now. This is the free to play subtotal, 693K. So it does give you some wiggle room that if you had missed something, say you didn't finish your quick rumbles or whatever, there's some extra space there for you to clear the final milestone and walk away with things. So that's pretty good there. Let's talk about, now, before we dive into the main event, I do want to talk about really quickly the machines for money. Now, this is going to be the alliance-based event that is starting as well. And this does actually give quite a bit of lab supplies and a decent amount of gold actually in here as well that you can see through the different milestones. It's not a ton. Well, maybe it's just over 1 million gold. Anyways, you might be able to get over here. And there is, it's pretty typical. One thing that I do want to point out is this. You may have seen this. This is wrong. It's in the wrong line. It's 430,000 points for war battles. What does this mean for the Alliance? This means that you have to do 10 Alliance war attacks per war per person. So counting a full 24-man Alliance, it's 10 war attacks per war. Now that plus your allied supply or fragments, this varies. Sometimes it's 500 per day on the web milestone, web free login calendar. Not login calendar. You know what I mean? Free claim online. Sometimes it's 800. Sometimes it's 1,000. Honestly, I don't know. But I think that you will be. You'll probably be able to get to this milestone 16. Honestly, as long as you hit the 430k war cap. So that might be obtainable, and definitely this is obtainable for sure. But you might be able to get that extra 1 million gold for your alliance. The rest of it, very likely, is going to be whalestones for people who actually buy offers for these events, which I don't really recommend you doing. Now, there is going to be a leaderboard for the main Guardian of the Camp event. I covered this on the blog post, but we're going to talk about it again. It's G19 Mutant Minis here. There is going to be 1 to 3% a diamond or a diamond dawn orb. In fact, it should be a diamond orb at this point because they've gotten rid of the diamond dawns from Crucible, or they will have done. And then, of course, you need top 1,000 if you want diamonds for Shuri. More mutant minis. I don't think we've ever had a single skill leaderboard, and that's something that I guess maybe I don't need it as much anymore, but it's the one set of origin minis that we've never had a leaderboard for. It's kind of shit. Anyways, the web milestone for this event is pretty easy. 2,500 alliance credits. This is equivalent to doing your alliance donation and getting the first 3 boxes. This is very easy to do. I think you only need like half an alliance to obtain this, so you'll be able to clear this pretty quick. But as far as like how fast you clear this is obviously going to depend on how many boxes you do. If you do the 10k gold donation and you do the first 4 boxes, you'll clear this within 5 days. You have 7 days to do it, so it shouldn't be that difficult to do. You're going to get a combination of main milestone points and Panther Orb fragments. The Panther Orbs are going to be the main way that you're going to be getting shards for Shuri. I do not know what the estimated value of that orb is, but it's very likely going to be something similar to previous unlock events that contain orbs. Now, this is the Guardian of the Camp chart. I did cover this a little bit on Friday's blog post, but essentially you're going to have some Black Panther Shuri shards here, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 35. These other ones down here are not really free to play obtainable. So you're going to have this 35. There's also the 10 from the compensation that's apparently going to be coming for temporal dimensions. So that's 45. You may have picked up a little bit of shards from those shitty Queen's Entourage orbs and that related milestone. So maybe you're sitting at like 50, with all of this, but you're going to need to get more from the orbs. We'll talk about that a little bit as well. That's going to be the primary way in which you're going to get shards. For sure, you can see down below, the scoring mechanisms for this event is almost entirely the orb fragments and the web milestone. The rest of this is Black Panther Shuri and Hank Pym and Crucible, of which only, Shuri might be obtainable in time for the final Sunday trial on Sunday, because it's like Sunday, Monday, Tuesday instead, so likely you won't unlock her before the end of Tuesday, so you'll probably have to try again on Sunday, which, while it's trial 1, is technically going to be like trial 3 in terms of the weekly events, if that makes sense. So you'll have to wait to get those additional 1,000 points, but I did include that in the math. So with all of this said, let's jump on back to the table here. And so the total milestone points, this is, by the way, if I didn't make that clear, ISO 8 Energy, Alliance Donations, and Cosmic Crucible with Shuri and Hank Pym. 250,000 is the total. We're not getting there. 66,000, however, is where you're going to get the event item. That is milestone 15. This one's a little bit interesting. We don't know what the free claim is yet, of course. There is going to be 34,000 points in the web milestone. That is 30,000 direct points and 4,000 orb fragments. There's also 30,000 lab supplies. That's the currency that you're going to get as well. 2,500 Alliance credits required to do that. Very easy to do. Shouldn't be much of a problem here. Here's the inputs. Now, it's the same points actually for Shuri and Hank Pym, probably because they're both equally paywalled. At 5, 6, and 7 yellow. Not going to get that. I did include, however, the 1,000 points for Black Panther Shuri. Now, I'm not going to include, what this is going to look like if you had hoarded, because that could be any amount of ISO 8 energy between Friday, maybe before Friday, until Monday. And so I don't know how much you're going to have. But as far as your 200 cores daily goes, you get about 1,130. There's Loki shaking his collar. Sorry, guys. 1,130, and he's doing better. Thanks for asking. 1,130 ISO 8 energy, and I put this at a 4-to-1 orb fragment ratio. That's going to be about 4,500 or 2 orbs per day, 2.25 orbs per day. Over 7 days, that would be about almost 16 orbs. And if you add that with the web milestone stuff, you get 66,000, which is without the free claim milestone 15, because you need exactly 66,000. Why do I think it's 4-to-1? Is because you're past the event item and it's milestone 15. I don't think they want you to go much further than that. So I think that this is a pretty fair estimate of what the orb fragment ratio is going to be. If it's better than this, great. If it's less than this, I would be concerned, because I don't think you're going to hit the event item. Just for sake of argument, 3-to-1 would be 59,000. You need 66. I don't think it's going to happen, personally. I think 4-to-1 is pretty fair. I think that's pretty likely. Usually pretty accurate when it comes to these things. I got it like right on the mark last time for last week. So that's about 16 orbs there in a little bit, and or just short of 16 orbs, and then you're gonna get 2 orbs from web milestone. That's like 18 orbs. I don't know what the EV of Shuri's gonna be, but let's just say, just for sake of argument, like let's say it's 3.5. That's pretty low, but just for sake of argument, 18 orbs. If you didn't hoard, anyways, that's 3.5. It'd be 60. No, it's over here. 63 shards, right? So plus what I said before would give you like a low 3-star, like 120 shards. I don't think that they want you to get too many shards for these characters because of Captain Britain, right? You need to get them to 5-star before the showcase goes away so that you can get it. Now, there's something else that I want to talk about that we're going to kind of go into here. If you did want to do your 400 cores daily, you might be able to get that extra milestone 16 with the free claim. I don't know what the free claim is worth yet, but it's highly possible that you might be able to push to milestone 16 with that if you wanted to. Of course, there is a leaderboard, so you may want to do 400 cores daily anyways to secure the 1 to 3% on the leaderboard if you still need these G19 minis. I do want to let people know that this is worth about 40 million gold worth of value. So 100 G19 minis, they're 400k a piece. It's 40 million gold, which is a lot. So this would save that much gold from the supply store for you not having to buy that. So there is some really good value here and why you would want to push to 1 to 3%. Usually you're able to do that within 400 cores daily. Sometimes you need to do a bit more, but it depends. I would say at least 400 cores daily if you're trying to aim for 1 to 3%, or you hoard it in advance. Basically, is what I'm saying there. Now, as far as the actual, what is milestone 16? It's not a lot more, actually. There's like 10 teal catalyst packs, 18 augmented. So it's not really a good milestone. And 17 is quite far away, which has like crimson, a few crimson catalysts. Actually, really shitty ones, armor and resistance. So, but there's 8 million gold. I don't think that's possible, though. Even if you hoard it, it's probably not possible. This is probably a spending milestone. The gap is pretty large, 27,000 points between 16 and 17. Now, the last thing I want to talk about that is the math there. I don't really have any final notes. Just be ready to spend a lot of ISO 8 energy. That's it. That's the majority of the event. Luckily, it's not hard. It's quite easy, in fact. But I do want to I keep going into the campaigns. It's not there. If you're looking for the showcase, you have to go through the events window. Super pain in the ass, but I want to show you what's going on right now. So the Illuminating Assault. Make sure you find it in the events window. In fact, it has the 3 shields. That was kind of new. I think they updated this recently. What's important about this is that it ends in, as of recording, 21 days, depending on when you're watching this. Now, we will probably get 3-star Black Panther SHURI free to play within 21 days. And you'll get your shield free to play. Now, they told us that you would not, that you would be required to purchase Black Panther SHURI at 3-star to get this first shield. They lied. Unless they slashed the showcase, they lied. You know, and so what this means is that you can use the free-to-play SHURI event to get the first shield. Now, you're not going to get Captain Britain unless you get SHURI to 5-star, but you can get this first shield without spending. And then you can use the shards that you got through the event to figure out how much you're missing to get to 5-star Captain Britain, if that's what you want to do. And the same thing with Hank Pym, because I am almost certain that his free-to-play event will come around within 3 weeks. It's got to, right? Otherwise, there's going to be a huge backlog in characters' free-to-play events. So either in a week's time or in 2 weeks' time, Hank Pym will have his free-to-play event. I can almost guarantee you that. So the same thing will ring true for him as well, is that you will be able to get their shields, unless they slash the showcase, that you should be able to get both of the shields free-to-play for 3-star. Now, that doesn't really matter long-term, however, because if you don't go to 5-star with both of the characters, you're not going to unlock Captain Britain anyways, right? But what it does do is that for, let's say, light spenders, moderate spenders, you'll know how much shards you are away from 310, the 5-star goal, after the free-to-play event. And that will kind of tell you exactly what you need to bridge the gap with. Do I need 180 shards? How many am I missing, basically, to 5-star? That's what I'm saying, is that the way that they described how this works to us is that they don't know what they're talking about, really. We talked about this in my Discord server for a while, actually, because it looks like it's quite long, and the shields are still there, which means you can get those shields free to play. You just might not unlock Captain Britain free to play, right? You know, because you'll need more shards. Anyways, I just wanted to share that details with you guys. I wanted to kind of clarify what exactly is going on with regards to Captain Britain and how you might get there if you're like a spender, I suppose. And that's going to be the end of this event video. So good luck to everyone in their hoarding. We haven't finished on the hoarding front. We're still hoarding, you know, as early as we can when it comes to these events so that we can get ahead. And that's just Marvel Strike Force. So they never really got done away with that. Anyways, that's the end of this video. Fingers crossed that Monday onwards is not a giant explosion waiting to happen. It might. We'll see. Anyways, that's the end of this video. Have a great rest of your weekend. Until next time, stay safe and healthy. And I'll see you all later. Boilon, signing out.